actually in Seoul. People here already know you from television. You're so popular both on MasterChef in Canada, and you're now everywhere, Alvin. And in addition to that, you now have Korean restaurants.
Yes. Well, I was lucky enough, fortunate enough to do two shows here, or two series here.
Yes.
One's called So Extreme, and the one's called So Refined. So one is about, coming here, experiencing the Korean cuisine, which, it was a learning experience for me, because a lot of people think that, Korean cuisine is just, kimchi, chilies, and, barbecue, okay?
Yeah.
But, it goes, what I found, it goes much beyond that, and it was really an eye-opening for me. And of course, I did my extreme, so I took whatever I could learn, I did my version. And then,
so has Korean flavors or experience actually, influenced the Beau Innovation, which is your 3-star, or is it completely separate, like in a compartment in your mind?
Well, the funny thing is, people have asked me, okay, I did my take on Southeast Asian cuisine, like Thai, Malaysian. I did a take on Japanese cuisine, and then now I'm doing a take on Korean cuisine. And people have asked me, hey man, how can you do that? And I said simple. I said it's very simple, because to be quite honest, the original cuisine of Korea and Japan is Chinese.
Obviously.
It's Chinese. So basically, it's a branch of Chinese cuisine. So for me to, understand it, to understand the philosophy of it, to understand the technique and the flavor, the texture profile, it was very easy to pick up. So after the show, as you said, I have now 2 Korean restaurants, or more than 2. I have a few Korean restaurants in Hong Kong. It's more casual.
And you're opening some in Seoul.
I'm trying to open one here. Okay, hopefully they won't kill me or try to slaughter me. And in Beau Innovation, you asked about Beau Innovation. Have I incorporated Korean cuisine in my 3 Michelin star restaurant? And yes, I have incorporated some of the I would say the techniques and some of the flavor profile. I think a lot of the johns, okay, your gochujans, your chuanjan, your kanjan, you have a lot of the fermentation of soybeans. Very interesting, the flavor profile, and there's a lot you can do with it. So I've been doing a bit of experiment with that. And of course, temperature. Temperature is another thing that people don't realize cuisine. You like the extreme here, either very, very hot or very, very cold. So, I'm doing a bit of experimenting on that. I'm doing a bit of experiment on that as well.
So all of those things are actually very challenging for wine. And I think actually many people don't know that Alvin is a huge wine connoisseur. He knows Burgundy really well, knows Bordeaux, all the different major regions of wine. And so pairing it with your cuisine, the Chinese extreme cuisine, is already pretty challenging.
Yes.
When you extend it to all these spices and gochujang, doenjang,
yes.
What do you do? What do you tell your sommelier?
Well, I tell you, if you take traditional Korean cuisine, for example, I think from your point of view, it's not just the sheer challenge of the spices. I mean, Korean cuisine it's not about the chili. You have a lot of the fermentation, the johns, the fermented soybeans, the soy sauce, and the miso. And then of course, you have all these very, and then right in the beginning you have all the different tastes of panjans and the kimchis. Okay, so that is going to affect your taste, but as they're gobbling all these things, it's going. And the thing about Korean cuisine is, it's about preparing your palate. When you see, what I learned was all the johns, all the kimchis, and all the panjan. It's to prepare your palate for your main course or for your courses. Okay, so I think from the Korean point of view, they already know that it's a matter of just preparing the palate. So that's perfect with wine, because basically with wine is you don't eat food and you put wine in with the food, right? You're supposed to swallow it, and then you have the taste, preparing the palate from the food, how it changes the palate, and then you put the wine in, and then you get that marriage, right? So I think Korean actually, this is part of Korean cuisine anyway. So I think naturally that's very easy. I think the thing you have to overcome, really, for me, is the temperature. The temperature, because they like things super hot and super cold.
Yes.
Okay, super hot, super cold, and I think that may have a slight disadvantage with wine, because with the when you have like really cold noodles, when they do the cold noodles, it's in ice slush, and of course you go to Korea when they give you water, it's not water, it's ice cold water, and or hot water, or hot tea, or here, in the winter time they eat ice cream. For God's sake, so temperature is in the extreme in Korean cuisine. So this is one thing that I would have to look at carefully, on how the temperature would affect the palate. Cold-wise, I think, it's very quick. You're going to recover with that very quickly. Like champagne, your palate actually cold anyway with the white wines. But sometimes, with when you're drinking something hot, your palate gets stunned. Okay,
yes.
It's
numb. Too hot, too cold.
It's almost like Sichuan pepper. Okay, so what do you do with Sichuan pepper? I think you basically have to get something that's very, very full body for that, if you're going to deal with that type of cuisine, because of the numbness, because your palate basically is brought down a level. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because I think that creates a compromise. So if the wine is maybe a little bit tannic, or a little bit too, it's not, a little bit too tannic, or it's a bit young, actually the stunning of the palate may help the wine in terms of it. You're not able to taste all that, it's able to, it's able to basically cover some of that harshness.
There's a lot of experimentation we need to do on this, but if someone's going to go innovation, okay, and they're only going to have one glass or one bottle, one type of wine, which wine?
Definitely the most expensive one, okay? I need to eat too.
Good answer, good answer. Okay, what if they're going to Big Red Box, your Korean restaurant?
I think, I'm doing my Riesling, sweet, cold, very nice, because, something that's sweet, something that's kind of medium, in terms of the sugar, and cold, because, your palate's very heated up from the actual spices or from the actual temperature. It's very good to have something, very cool to soothe it. So I would say Riesling. For bold innovation, my personal favorite would be, the most versatile, it's got to be, champagne. Okay, because it's kind of very neutral, or goes with anything. And if you want to choose a red wine, I would stick with Burgundy. I think it's much more versatile. It's a lot of times.
What's your personal favorite too?
Well, come on, my personal favorite doesn't have anything to do, because as I say, I'm a chef. I'm cooking for you.
Yeah.
So it's what I feel that you would like.
To go with.
That's right.
Perfect, Alvin. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.